Hello everyone, and you're watching Bitcoin Bubble News channel. So it's pretty clear after 1,000 years, right? Those who mine are paid with transaction fees. In the first 20 years of the network, the block awards were a way to get people to use it. But from what I can tell, by 2035, the block awards didn't seem like much. That means that 1% of all Bitcoin will be made more than 100 years after that. It doesn't really matter what block benefits are. Over a very long time, they fade away into nothingness. What counts is the money made from transactions. I also think that over time, the transaction fees will grow to be much higher than the block payouts. The people who mine Bitcoin are actually the ones who make Bitcoin power or digital power centers, which protect the network. They are the network's first line of defense because anyone who wants to hack or stop the blocks in the next 10 minutes has to get through that hash wall. The Bitcoin miners have all put money into the network that they can't get back in less than 4 to 8 years, and in some cases it will take longer. This makes them the second line of defense for the network. Because they need to get back the money they put into the business, they set up corporations in every single country and region. After that, they become active, involved lobbyists for Bitcoin friendly laws everywhere they do business. You could think of the people who mine Bitcoin as all the forts on the wall that are guarding it. What Bitcoin is, and in the short and medium term, they are Bitcoin's defense force. So once you accept that you have these three protocols, you should ask yourself how you should look at the network and suggestions to change the protocols. I believe you can use a lot of different types. One is based on New York, like New York City, which has been built on rock for 200 million years. That means Bitcoin is the rock. Bitcoin is the 21 million blocks of rock that hold up New York City. Now, over thousands of years, there are many different country states. You had 100 groups of Indians. After that came the Dutch. Then there were the British. Then there was the colony in New York. After that, there was the United States. And maybe there will be another country on Manhattan in 1,000 years. But this changes things, right? Even though the granite doesn't change, the roads, sewers, parks, buildings, and city layout do. People, politicians, businesses, fads, and markets come and go, as do the rules and political regimes. And those are the only things you can build on Manhattan's islet because of the granite. When you look at it that way, you might think that Bitcoin is the first layer, the rock. I need to know that it will still be here in a million years. Why do I build something at all? I need to know it will still be here in 100 years. You could tell someone that your building is good for 100 years, but in 50 years that person won't want to buy your building. Do you really want to know about the building? The land it's on is good for 1,000 years. If I say that there will be a pit in the middle of an acre of Manhattan in 37 years, you know that it will be terrible for business in that area. Hey crypto builders. In this episode, we bring you the latest crypto news straight from MicroStrategy, the company that this year is making Santa envious. With its Christmas shopping spree of $65.79 million for 20 bitcoins, MicroStrategy, which is run by Bitcoin expert Michael Saylor, has once again proven itself to be a leader in the crypto world. This group of Bitcoin was bought by Saylor at an average price of $1.42 per coin. Saylor is known for always believing in Bitcoin's long-term promise. MicroStrategy stock has gone through the roof since this big buy. Its price difference from Bitcoin reached an amazing 36%. It's like getting a one-of-a-kind Santa hat. It costs a little more, but you stand out. Prices are going up because there aren't enough items and people want to feel safe. MicroStrategy is a stable presence in the often volatile crypto market thanks to its deep knowledge of Bitcoin and strong financial position. MicroStrategy stays steady while other companies deal with rough seas. Its stock of Bitcoin is acting as a solid base. Picture these ships moving through rough water. What does MicroStrategy have planned next for its Bitcoin journey? Are we in for a surprise? Will its stock keep moving along with Bitcoin or will something else happen? If you want to learn more about this trip with Michael Saylor and his team of crypto experts, stay tuned. For now, keep in mind that Bitcoin's value comes from being rare and safe. Some people look for safe harbors in the rough waters of crypto, and MicroStrategy might be one of them. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our station. Let's keep talking with Michael. Being stable and having that kind of attitude is very important. There isn't much chance for the layer 2s, layer 3s, layer 4s, layer 5s, and layer 6s to have very high frequency evolution. As for Lightning and open permissionless layer 2, They will go up against other open permissionless layer 2s. There is room for competition. There's no need for us to agree on which is better. Level 3s are okay. Level 3s can come and go as Bitcoin moves from the Cash app to Coinbase through someone else's mobile app. It is possible to have layer 4s and layer 5s, as well as applications, services, and derivatives. They can come and go too. You can have this ETF and then switch to that one. Following that, some people will make derivatives of derivatives. I have an ETF and trade options on it. Then I make another ETF to trade the options on the first one. You might also think these are stupid things, and maybe they are right. New York City's art will change over time. The art from 1700 AD is not the same as the art from 1000 BC or 2000 AD. All of these things will be changed. So if you look at Bitcoin, all of these things on the Bitcoin base layer will change at what seems like a very fast rate. This includes art, property, apps, lightning channels, and layer 2. If you were a living thing and lived for 10,000 years, think about what you think about Bitcoin and all the other things that people talk about and work on Twitter. Every 10 years you'd blink and the view would be very different. You would feel like you were standing on rock under Manhattan. In that case, things would change in every way. Then you'd think these ordinary people are discussing, things like that in Gramercy Park. What it's used for. Yeah, that's been important for 100 years, but it's still important after 1000 years. So I believe the New York example can be useful. It might help to look at the process from a different angle. Bitcoin is our universally sensible way to handle money transactions. That is English, math, gold, fire, electricity, and math. Oh, those are 5 more rules. The way people talk in English has been around for about 1000 years. It's not the same. While there are many arguments, one example is that in some countries you can't use the English language to say certain things. However, we all speak English. Yes, if you're 3 years old, you probably can't use English the way you do. You also wouldn't use English the same way in court or a foreign country. For example, the protocol can be used in many ways, but at the end of the day, the biggest threat to it is changing the meaning of good to bad and bad to good. So that leads to chaos, right? It's kind of like maths, I think. Base 10 maths is a very specific set of rules. It wasn't always there. Based on base 10, the way we use maths isn't very old, but people from all over the world use it. Not everyone agrees on how to use it. Both good and bad people use it. Some people know how to use it really well. Some people are really bad at it. Still, the protocol does something useful for people, and society gains from having it. Thanks for coming along with us on this interesting trip into the worlds of crypto and trading. If you learned something from today's talk and want to stay up to date on crypto news and market views, sign up for our newsletter. Please click the bell below to subscribe and don't forget to do so. If you subscribe, you'll become a part of our growing group and be the only one who can see our latest analysis and strategies. I can't wait for the next video with you.